Have you ever felt like God is silent when you need Him the most? Do you wonder why God seems silent during your hardest times? And why don't our prayers always get answered as we expect? Watch this video until the end because I will share 4 important lessons that could change your life. Before we start, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Here are 5 reasons why God may seem silent during our hardest times. Reason 1. Testing and strengthening of faith. As we know, Abraham is called the father of faith. Despite God's silence, Abraham continued to have faith and trust. God eventually remembered His promise and gave Abraham a child after a long wait of 25 years. When God asked Abraham to sacrifice his promised son Isaac, Abraham's willingness to obey, even in the face of profound loss, strengthened his faith. James 1 verses 2-4 says, "Dear brothers and sisters, when troubles of any kind come your way, consider it an opportunity for great joy. For you know that when your faith is tested, your endurance has a chance to grow. So let it grow, for when your endurance is fully developed, you will be perfect and complete, needing nothing." Sometimes, when God seems silent, it is a test of faith, inviting believers to trust Him even when answers are not immediate. Reason 2. Spiritual growth. God wants us to grow in Him. Joseph was sold into slavery by his own brothers at a young age. Despite this betrayal, Joseph's journey from slavery to becoming a ruler in Egypt refined his character and deepened his trust in God. Romans 5 verses 3-5 says, "We can rejoice too when we run into problems and trials, for we know that they help us develop endurance. And endurance develops strength of character, and character strengthens our confident hope of salvation." Hardship and silence often serve as opportunities for internal growth, teaching us to rely more on God. Reason 3. Preparation for a big calling and blessing. Moses spent 40 years in the wilderness before leading the Israelites out of Egypt. His time in silence and preparation was crucial for equipping him to handle the immense task ahead. Periods of waiting can be times of preparation, refining our character for future blessings and challenges. Reason 4. Encouragement to seek God more deeply. King David modeled a life of earnestly seeking God. In times of distress, he continually turned to God through prayer and worship. Psalms 46 verse 10 says, "Be still and know that I am God. I will be honored by every nation. I will be honored throughout the world." When God seems silent, it's an invitation to draw nearer through prayer and reflection. Reason 5. God is working behind the scenes. In the story of Esther, God's hand was at work behind the scenes to save the Jewish people from annihilation. Although God's voice is not heard directly, Esther's rise to influence and the deliverance of her people illustrate that God often works in unseen ways. 2 Corinthians 4 verses 17-18 says, "For our present troubles are small and won't last very long. Yet they produce for us a glory that vastly outweighs them and will last forever." Even in silence, God may be preparing answers, healing wounds, or orchestrating events beyond our perception. In our lives, answers to our prayers may not come immediately. Abraham and Sarah waited 25 years, Moses waited 40 years, Joseph waited 13 years, and King David waited 10 to 15 years. God's timing is perfect, and we must learn to trust it. Often, we are happy when things go our way, but when they don't, we may blame others or even God. Satan also brings distractions to weaken our faith. To strengthen our faith, it is essential to practice these 4 things. 1. Continuous prayer. Prayer is our communication with God and a powerful weapon. It brings us closer to Him. 2. Bible study. Studying the Word strengthens our faith and helps us develop patience. 3. Fellowship. Fellowship encourages and uplifts us. 4. Seeking counsel. Seeking counsel provides inspiration and direction for the steps we need to take. If we integrate these practices into our daily lives, we will be able to overcome every situation. Remember, whatever we go through is never in vain. God knows our journey and uses it as a testimony of His mercy and goodness. Deuteronomy 31 verse 6 says, Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid or terrified because of them, for the Lord your God goes with you. He will never leave you nor forsake you. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please share your thoughts in the comments. If you found it helpful, don't forget to like, comment, and share. Also, please subscribe to Biblical Journey to support us. Thank you all.